So, yes, Thursday was actually Nursing Chaturdasi. There are so many lessons learned, but you all heard the story. So what I will do is, the story anyway. I will not speak about the story, but I will speak about. Just give me 1 minute. If you all don't mind, I'll read it, but you should not feel bad. How many of you agree?
Agree. Okay.
Yes, please, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Because sometimes Shastra is very heavy, right? Agree or not?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
How many of you agree? Shastra is very heavy.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Yojana Madhijamma, one day we gate crashed your home. We went to your home, not knowing that it was your home actually.
Okay, Prabhuji.
So your husband opened the door and said, "Oh, we know you guys." I said, "How do you know?" So I am the husband of Yojana Madhij. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I was not in here, Prabhuji. I went to India on a medical emergency. Yeah.
Amazing. So So what we will do, anyway, everyone knows the story. We'll discuss the story, no doubt. I'll tell some stories also, how nursing the protected devotees. So can you share the screen? One person, please read. That's it. What do you see on the screen?
Prahlad Maharaj said,
Text one.
one who is sufficiently intelligent should use the human form of body from the very beginning of life. In other words, from the teen age of childhood, to practice the activities of devotional service, giving up all other engagements. The human body is most rarely achieved, and although temporary, like other bodies, it is meaningful because in human life, one can perform devotional service. Even a slight amount of sincere devotional service can give one complete perfection.
Somebody, next.
The human form of the life affords one a chance to return home, back to Godhead. Therefore, every living entity, especially in human form of life, must engage in devotional service to the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. This devotional service is natural because Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the most beloved, the master of the soul, and the well-wisher of all the other living beings.
Next.
Prahlad Maharaj continued, my dear friends, born of demonic families, the happiness perceived with the reference to the sense objects by contact with the body can be obtained in any form of life. According to one's past fruitive activities, such happiness is automatically obtained without endeavor, just as we obtain distress.
So Prahlad is telling here, happiness, when you take birth, happiness is fixed, distress is fixed. Some happiness will come, some distress will come. You don't need to work very hard, especially sensual happiness, So go ahead. So Prahlad is telling, happiness will, when you take birth, happiness is fixed. Distress is also fixed. You don't need to work so hard for that. But the humans today, everyone, they work so hard for that. So sad. Next. Fourth one.
Endeavors merely for sense gratification or material happiness through economic development are not to be performed, for they result only in the loss of time and energy with no actual profit. If one's endeavors are directed toward Krishna consciousness, one can surely attain the spiritual platform of self-realization. There is no such benefit from engaging oneself in economic development.
People today, they compare their time with money in the bank. Prahlad is telling no, because one day you'll put all the money in the bank and you leave the world. So Prahlad is telling one should not utilize human life for material happiness through money making. because it is waste of time and it is not actual profit. You all agree. We all agree. We are working for that. Many people equate time with money, right? You know. So but he'll become slowly he'll become more and more heavy. Please continue, somebody. Next.
Therefore, while in material existence, a person fully competent to distinguish wrong from right to must endeavor to achieve the highest goal of the life, as long as the body is shot out and strong and is not embarrassed by the diving.
Dwindling.
Yeah, sorry.
So,
Sorry, Prabhuji.
no problem. Actually, I'll tell you, today we went for book distribution. I'm exhausted. One day, I saw my Guru Maharaj playing harmonium, and he said after some time, 5 minutes he played and said, my hands are paining. And I said, wow, a day like this will come, your hands will pain you on pumping harmonium. And one day I thought I was pumping harmonium, my hands were paining. Hare Krishna. A person who puts faith, on the body is actually very unintelligent. Because now Prahlad says, so sixth one, please read. Because, voltage, I want to tell you one thing. Is everyone watching me? I don't know whether everyone is watching or not.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
Recently, no names, of course, I will not tell the names, never. They're all, I travel all over America. This family, I know, they were in old age home I went. Husband is a mechanical engineer, wife is electrical engineer. Worked in America for 30 plus years. Means they must be very rich. But believe me, he fell down and I went to see him. He wanted to go to bathroom. I said, Prabhuji, I'll take you to bathroom. So no, you cannot. Then they brought a machine and they lowered it. The machine, like, what is that? Picked him up like this. When we see all this on the roads right now, it is so much construction. What do you call it? What do you call it? Cranes.
Crane.
Yeah. So they picked him up like a crane and they lift him and put it and said, when he said, oh, pain. I was thinking, wow, what is life all about, So they're so, they were very rich, they would donation to the temple. But end of the day, body is a body. Everyone will go through that. So if you think, it's happening only to them, I'm sorry, it'll happen to everyone. And I told her, Mataji, I'm also aging out. She said, I know everyone has to come here one day. Wow. Everyone has to go through. So that actually old age home is looking like a palace. Oh, there is billiards, there is everything, but people are old. But I know I am only probably 10 years away from that. Some of you are 15, 20 years away from that. Some of you are 25 years away from that. But body will give the trouble. So Prahlad is telling, please read the sixth one.
Every human being has a maximum duration of life of 100 years. But for one who cannot control his senses, half of these years are completed lost because at night he sleeps 12 hours, begin covered by ignorance. Therefore, such a person has a lifetime of only 50 years.
Yes. So let us see, some of us are going to live 80 years. So how many years are gone in sleep, according to Prahlad?
40.
Thank you. Now read the next one. Seventh one.
In the tender age of childhood, when everyone is bewildered, one passes 10 years. Similarly, in boyhood, engaged in sporting and playing, one passes another 10 years. In this way, 20 years are wasted. Similarly, in old age, when one is an invalid, unable to perform even material activities, one passes another 20 years wastefully.
Okay, now we out of 80 years, 40 years left. Now in that 40 years, How many first 10 years, first 20 years are gone because you don't know anything. Childhood playing football, volleyball, when you're 15, the sex life enters, you're agitated. So, and the last 20 years, you can't do anything, 20 years is gone. But sleep we already removed. So out of 40 years, it removed 20 years. How many years left now?
20.
Only 20.
Yes, thank you. Can somebody read the next one? Prahlad is speaking to his friends now. Let us see, 8th one. Somebody.
One whose mind and sense are uncontrolled becomes increasingly attached to family life because of insatiable lusty desires and very strong illusion. In such a madman's life, the remaining years are also wasted because even during those years, he cannot engage himself in devotional service.
Hare Krishna. Prahlad is becoming heavy, right? How many of you agree he is
Yes,
becoming
Prabhuji.
So we have 20 years left actually. And Prahlad is telling a person who cannot control his sensual desires, they're insatiable, lusty desires. He's overcome illusion. This is my child, this is my father, this is my husband, this is my wife, this is my kids. And people mad. So the remaining years are wasted because they have not started bhakti. Next one, 9th one. Please read.
What person too attached to household life due to being unable to control his senses can liberate himself? An attached householder is bound very strongly by ropes of affection for his family, wife, children, and other relatives.
Right. I want to satisfy my family. I want to satisfy my spouse's family. So I want to show them I'm very happy. First year car, second year Tesla, third year bed. What is that? 5-bedroom home, fourth year company. So as long as they think I'm happy, they think I'm successful, I'm successful. Hare Krishna. But he doesn't realize time is running out. Next one, 10th one.
Money is so dear that one conceives of money as being sweeter than honey. Therefore, who can give up the desire to accumulate money, especially in household life? Thieves, professional servants like soldiers and merchants try to acquire money even by risking their very dear lives.
Hare Krishna. So money is sweeter than honey was a quotation of Prahlad. So everyone loves money. After life, what is very dear next? Money. Okay, now Prahlad, if this verse you'll understand and it will change your life. Who will read the 11th one to 13th one?
How can a person who is most affectionate to his family, the core of his heart being always filled with their pictures, give up their association? Specifically, a wife is always very kind and sympathetic and always pleases her husband in a solitary place. Who could give up the association of such a dear and affectionate wife? Small children talk in broken language, very pleasing to hear, and their affectionate father always think of their sweet words. How could he give up their association? One's elderly parents and one's sons and daughters are also very dear. A daughter is especially dear to her father, and while living at her husband's house, she always in his mind. Who could give up that association? Aside from this, in household affairs, there are many decorated items of household furniture, and there are also animals and servants. Who could give up such comforts? The attached householder is like a silkworm which weaves a cocoon in which it becomes imprisoned, unable to get out, simply for the satisfaction of two important senses, the genitals and the tongue. One is bounded by material conditions. How can one escape?
How is it? Prahlad is 5-year-old, he is telling this. Hare Krishna. What is your comment on this verse? Heavy, right?
It's true.
Yes, Prabhuji.
He's only 5-year-old. He's telling his friends, hey guys, you're wasting your time. Then next, 14th.
One who is too attached cannot be understand that he is wasting his valuable life for the maintenance and family. He also fails to understand that the purpose of the human life, a life suitable for realization of the absolute truth. Truth is being imperceptibly spoiled. However, he is very clearly attentive to seeing that not a single thing is lost by the mismanagement. Thus, although an attached person in a material existence away always suffer from threshold mysterious
Threefold miseries.
mysterious
Threefold miseries.
mysterious mysterious. He does not develop a drastic distated
Distaste.
for the way of the material existence.
So his time is running out, but he's very attached to the furniture, very attached to children, very attached to everything, but he's not attached to Krishna. Time is running out. Then 15th one. Naveen Manyam Prabhu, you want to read? Prabhakar Prabhu, anybody?
I will read, Prabhu. If
Well,
a person too attached to the duties of the family maintenance is unable to control his sense and sense, the core of the, I am not seeing your picture is top of that one, okay, the core of the, that's all, Prabhu, is embarrassed to how to accumulate money, although he knows that one who take the health of the others by the law of the government.
let me continue, Prabhuji. Wealth of the others will punish by the law of the government and by the law of Yamraj after death. He continues cheating others to acquire money.
Read again, Roj.
Okay, if a person too attached to the duties of family maintenance is unable to control his sense, the core of his heart is immersed in how to accumulate money. Although he knows that one who takes the wealth of others will be punished by law of government and by laws of Yamaraj after death, he continues cheating others to acquire money.
Next, read.
Oh, my friends.
Go ahead, Prabhu.
Oh, my friends, sons of demons, in this material world, even those who are apparently advanced in education have the prosperity to consider this is mine and that is for others. Thus, they are always engaged in providing the necessity of life to their families in a limited conception of family life. Just like uneducated cats and dogs, they are unable to take the spiritual knowledge. Instead, they are bewildered and overcome by ignorance.
Yes, next one.
My dear friends, O sons of the demons, it is certain that no one benefit of knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead has been able to liberate himself from material bondage at any time or in any country. Rather, those bereft of knowledge of the Lord are bound by the material laws. They are factually addicted to sense gratification and their target is woman. Indeed, they are actually playthings in the hands of attractive women. Victimized by such a conception of life, they become surrounded by children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, and thus they are shackled to material bondage. Those who are very much addicted to the conception of life are called demons. Therefore, although you are sons of demons, keep aloof from such persons and take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, the origin of all the demigods because the ultimate goal for the devotees of Narayana is liberation from the bondage of material existence.
Next.
My dear sons of Demon, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayana is the original super soul, the father of all living entities. Consequently, there are no impediments to praising him or worship him under any conditions. Whether one be a child or an old man, the relationship between the living entities and the Supreme Personality of Godhead is always a fact. And therefore, there is no difficulty in pleasing the Lord.
Somebody read the next one, 20 to 23.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Controller, who is infallible and infatigable, is present in different forms of life, from the inert living beings, Stavara, such as the plants, to Brahma, the foremost created living being. He is also present in the varieties of material creations and in the material elements, the total material energy and the modes of material nature, Sattva Guna, Rajaguna, and Tamoguna, as well as the unmanifested material nature and the false ego. Although he is one, he is present everywhere, and he is also the transcendental super soul, the causes of all causes, who is present as observer in the course of the hearts of all living entities. He is indicated as that which is pervaded and as the all-pervading super soul, but actually he cannot be indicated. He is changeless and undivided. He is simply perceived as a supreme Sachitananda, eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Being covered by the curtain of the external energy, to the atheist, he appears non-existent.
Right. So I have, I spoke for so many, in past 2 years I'm speaking. I want everyone to summarize what you read today, one point, because still, of course, Prahlad is speaking many more things. 19 to how many verses? So he's speaking up to another 11 verses he's speaking, but we'll see next week. What is Prahlad heavy about? Let us see. How many of you agree Prahlad is right? And Prahlad is speaking to me.
He is right.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
He says that we are all behind money, but that is not the thing. We need to serve God and try to reach the Godhead.
And what else? Okay, one point, Amma. Thank you very much. Another
And
point.
Prabhuji, we are thinking we are wasted time is sleeping, eating, and sleeping. We are not realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then that's what I think, Prabhuji, we remember for the Krishna.
Amazing. Next.
We are bonded to a family.
What is that?
Family bondage is more.
Somebody is speaking about sabji. Arival? Okay, next. Who will add?
So on an
And
average,
he is such a, I'm sorry. He's the Sachidananda, which is eternal knowledge and bliss, which is the supreme soul that is in our body. And that should be our ultimate goal, which is the internal energy of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and not be influenced by his external potency, which is Maya.
Also, Prahlad mentioned that on an average, human life is 100 years, and half of that time we spend on sleeping. Rest of the 50 years, 20 years will go in childhood, and after that, we remaining 20 years. If he is bounded, we are bounded with family, so it is tough to come out of this hook. It's tough to come out of that family material. People will get trapped into this material senses, material happiness, and for that is tough to come out because they are trapped by their wife, their kids, and their homely comforts and everything, Prabhuji. So he's questioning us. It is not that easy to come out, but you have to come out. And he's saying that people won't realize that Narayana is the ultimate God, like that. He's addressing, yeah.
Imagine, who will add something more?
Happiness and misery both come together, but we spend more time to become to be happy. So we spend more, we are basically wasting our time to make things that make us happy, but actually they both come together as when we're born.
Exactly. Any other point? Actually, Prahalad is telling how you're attached to your family members, how so many anxieties are there. We don't want to mismanage and we protect every penny, every paisa, every coin, but we don't realize time is running out. Always a married person's heart is filled with the pictures of the spouse, pictures of the children, picture of the assets. I have purchased a bedroom, 2-bedroom home, a flat in India, land in India, or land in America. Likewise, you all, we all think like that, right? How many of you agree?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So what is the solution?
Realize that you are a spirit soul and dedicate your life to at least few hours of your every day to in bhakti.
Okay. Your answer is, you're adding is Orama?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Repeat again what you said.
Realize that you are the spirit soul and dedicate at least a few hours of your time every day in the bhakti.
Yes. Become serious, sadhana. Because who will come with us? What will come with us? Nobody will come with us. So what we will do? That's why actually, these two souls, they're taking initiation today. I'm very happy for them. I have to go now. And so we'll end it. And we'll continue the next week. Please, good sadhana. Time is running out. One problem with this class is there is no kirtan, there is no prasad because it's online. But if you all are part of, if you're all local, if you were local, we could conduct this program online, in person, but it's not possible anyway. But at least we should make it a habit. Whoever is local should come, because we are coming to an end. Actually, we are 15 chapters, 3 chapters only left. So that way, what happens, you'll make progress. Whoever is not in local, they can attend online. What is that? Our Srinivas Dornala Prabhu's father passed away. He went to India. So we should all pray for him. So pray for the departed soul, actually, the father. That's what I can tell. So should we end it now? Thank you very much, and we'll continue in this next week.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.